Hey, let's have a beer. How's everybody doing? It's Roger and Jan. It's been another great week. This is our social distancing club. We're not being socially distant. We are social distancing. That's what this is all about. It's just let's have a beer. Jan, what you got tonight?
Wine.
Wine? What kind of wine?
Cabernet.
Cabernet.
Same old thing.
Same old thing. I changed it up a little bit. As you can see, we don't have our citrus, our Florida orange on here because this is a pumpkin blue moon. We're still supporting our citrus farmers in Polk County, but we're going pumpkin style today. And thank you for joining us tonight on Let's Have a Beer. This is our chance to kind of hang out on Friday night, have a beer together. You know, we've got some live music. Jason Brown's coming up here in just a little bit. Chad Ward's got some grilling tips. Crazy Terry is out of the tub. She's out of quarantine with her dog, Michael Jordan. So do what? I hope she's dressed because this is a family show. Mama Jean couldn't join us tonight because we just aren't in sync with her hair day. Mama Jean did her hair yesterday to go see Dr. Fan. Boy, there's a pair. That's a show right there. He's a dentist here in Lakeland. Dr. Fan, his crew, awesome. But when Mama Jean and Dr. Fan get together, it is a hoot. He said, BOGO, buy one, get one free, here we go. And her teeth are just looking better than ever. But she didn't do her hair today because she did it yesterday. And then she's got a big date with another doctor on Monday, so that's when she's going to do her hair again. Basically, I can't afford Mama Jean. Hey, chat with us. Who's online with us tonight? What are you drinking as we have a Let's Have a Beer? Let's see who's here. Leslie Smith. How you doing? Do what now?
Leslie said it's National Red Wine Day.
It is National Red Wine Day, according to Leslie. So, Jan, you are right on target here. We are so glad everybody's here tonight. We hope you've had a great week. It's been Jeep week at our house. The Wrangler got a new air conditioner. The Wrangler got a new radiator. And the Wrangler got a detail.
Nice.
So it's on the roll. Big thanks to King Ralph and Posner Park, the low payment kings out there. They did a great job. Vincent and the crew, thank you for all that you do. It's been hot here in Central Florida, Lakeland. I'm not complaining because we work inside. If you work outside, God bless you. Thank you for all that you do. And we appreciate all that you do here in Lakeland and Polk County. But you know what? There are some other critters that get hot too, and they like beer. Believe it or not, dogs like to drink beer. Check out these pictures. Cute. Look at that little one up top.
So cute.
And then the one in the middle looks so sad because he doesn't have anybody to drink with. But this guy, he's got that Pabst Blue Ribbon. Look at his eyes. He wants to have a beer with you. And dogs like beer, and there is now a Bush Dog Brew, an alcohol-free beer made for dogs. So grab a beer with the puppy. The bars aren't open here in Polk County, Lakeland yet, but you can have a beer with your best friend. And it's made with bone broth. There's pork butt in there. Now, Chad Ward's going to appreciate that. He's got some grilling tips coming up here. Corn, celery, basil, mint, turmeric, and ginger. So have a beer with your puppy this weekend. All right, who's with us tonight? Be sure and chat with us. One lady that's with us, and she's out of the bathtub. We say good evening to Crazy Terry. How are you?
You know me, I'm just here for some good, clean fun. I have some advice for the dogs. If you're drinking, then if you're drinking alone, you need to get help because that's not good. And also, it includes pork butt, and I'm just thinking beer has been making people butts for a long time. It's true. It's true.
Crazy Terry, would you serve your dog, Michael Jordan, a beer? Would you let Michael drink a beer?
Well, I probably would because sometimes I don't need to drink with the people around me because they make me drink too much. And I might drink less if I'm just drinking with my dog and she keeps her mouth shut.
Crazy Terry, I tell you what, one thing that makes us want to have another one tonight, another cancellation. The Lakeland Christmas Parade is canceled this year. We hated to hear that.
Well, I know. I don't know what my family's going to do because every year that we go Christmas shopping on the day of the parade. It's the best day in the world to go Christmas shopping because I can get all my sisters a chair. And then every now and then I really get lucky and I can find me a blanket. And then last year, I got something special for my Uncle Ernest that runs the seal. I got him a bunch of caution tape. I was like, honey, if you think this is going to keep me away from your chairs because it says caution, that's hilarious. So I don't know where I'm going to get my good deals this year from the crazy people that just leave them out all day for people to take them. And I'm like, Merry Christmas to me.
Hey,
I don't know what I'm
KFC.
going to do now. I'm hoping some crazy people just sit their chairs out and forget. And then I'm like, I'm going to rack up.
There will be somebody that forgets and gets down there and you'll be like, they're gone.
I'm going to teach them another lesson.
Hey, KFC dropped their slogan, finger licking good, this week. I'm thankful for that because when people lick their fingers, I pucker up and I can't even talk.
I don't like that either, but you know what? I've been thinking, I got some new slogans for them. Are you ready? Here's
Lay 'em
some
on
new
us.
taglines. I think the first should be that we're face mask licking good. Because when you put your face mask on after it, when you get home and take it off, you're going to have grease all over it. Just lick it off. It's already been on your face. And then I have one that says, bring 2 face masks and use one for a napkin.
There you go.
Okay.
See, look at me. Good, clean fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we could just call KFC different things. We could be like, keep fighting COVID. Don't lick your fingers. But I think KFC should stand for keep fingers clean. Lick the bones, not your fingers. I don't know why I'm not in advertising. I don't. I think I should be in advertising.
You can make a
Should.
fortune.
Yeah.
I could. And then I would move somewhere secretly where my family and the moonshine couldn't find me.
Where would that be, Crazy Terry?
Well, I could go to a city. They'd never go to a city. Lord, once there's a sidewalk, they all stop like, oh, God, what happened? The road is hard. We have to go. They only travel on the road less traveled.
What's up for your weekend?
Well, I don't know. I've got some projects for my husband to do, which he's going to grumble about. So that'll take a good hour of grumbling and then an hour of grunting. And then I'm going to have to give him a beer. And, then I'm going to have to do charades to explain to him what to do because then he's tired of hearing me. So that's pretty much Saturday. Now, Sunday, we're just going to go love the Lord somewhere, which means our couch and our pajamas.
Amen.
And we'll take communion because he can do it with real wine now.
That's right.
With wine and a candy bar and be like, hey,
Virtual
body of Christ
worshiping.
is sweet and potent. That's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do, Roger?
You know
Anything
what?
exciting?
We're just going to hang out. Jan's got a couple of honeydews for me to do, and we're going to grill, probably put some steaks on the old Traeger tomorrow night, and just kick back and have fun.
Well, she's probably nice to you, and you need to be nice to her when she asks you something to do because she can bring out the charades.
I have a list.
She does, and the list sometimes gets done, but not so much.
Every time I use the word charade in front of my family, they think it's a foreign word, and they're all like, you're so fancy. And I'm like, I know, I said charades because I'm fancy. You know I am.
You are, and what happened? You hopped out of the quarantine bathtub. We don't see the shower curtain tonight.
Roger, you know what? My skin was getting all wrinkly. You can only stay in there for so long.
That's right.
And then I came out into the real world because you know why? Because my family is out of town. They all went to Gatlinburg.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yes, they all went to
Right.
Gatlinburg. And then just, right around there is my Uncle Ernest's still. So they're going to bring me back some butterscotch moonshine.
There you go.
So I'm just going to tell you, I won't even remember next weekend. I think I have some now.
Well, if you have
It's
any left,
crazy.
we'll help you with that, Crazy Terry.
You guys are so giving. You're just so giving and precious. Thank you. I appreciate that because if I drink the whole thing by myself, Lord, nobody is ready for that.
I think Craig would be.
No, he would not be like that. He would be like, Lord, you need to see, I don't have any kind of inhibitions. And then when I drink, I really don't have inhibitions. Like if I were a spy and I have 2 glasses of wine, I'm gonna like, they're gonna invade at midnight and they're all wearing khakis. I just couldn't do that. That's why I don't drink a lot, because then I really say my mind. Let's just think for a moment what that would be like.
Yeah.
Crazy Terry, have a great weekend. Thanks for checking in tonight.
Good night, guys. Have a good one. I'm
You
going to go
too.
find me something to drink. Bye.
Bye. We'll
Bye.
see you next week.
All righty.
Chad Ward's on the show. How are you, brother? It's been a
Chad.
while.
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
Doing good. What you been up to, man? You're a world traveler. You travel the country, hang out with all the stars. What's been going on, Chad?
So, man, Been traveling a little bit. Actually, went out to Wisconsin. Good friend of mine, Julie, and I went out there and cooked this really small, kind of intimate wedding. But it was good. Wisconsin's a state that I haven't seen a lot of. And guys, when I say small wedding, it was like family. It was very
Yeah.
small.
Social distancing, safe, and all that stuff.
Yeah, everything was followed. But it was great. It was a good time. It was good to. It's weird to say, when you're somebody that's traveled 225, 250 days a year, like the last week was the first little bit of normalcy I felt, flew to Wisconsin, and because I was halfway there, I worked for Traeger Grills and we're in Salt Lake City. Well, they just happened to have an employee golf tournament on Tuesday. So I planned on flying home from Wisconsin on Monday. And I was like, nah, you know what? I'm already 2/3 of the way there. I'm going to go to Salt Lake City. So went and did that and hung out, came home last night. And then today, and I forgot to even tell you about this in the store, Roger. I don't know if we have any WWE wrestling fans out there, but
Yeah.
Today spent about 2 hours at the store with Titus O'Neil, which
Cool.
lived over in Tampa. You could not meet a nicer guy. So I met him through anybody that's on Instagram probably knows of a guy named Spice Adams. Spice Adams, used to be a pro football player, has kind of became this social media influencer. And it's funny because, Titus comes over and he's like, oh man, you're friends with Mike Calta. You're friends with Charlie Belcher. Like, how have we not connected before? How did Spice Adams in Chicago, Illinois connect us to? And I'm like, that's just kind of the way social media and things work, So he came over and I cooked some beef ribs and some pork ribs and some chicken and got him his new Traeger. So he'll be cooking on a Timberline 1300 and just a great time. So, one thing we did talk about a little bit in traveling this week is I was really surprised about how full the flights were. I thought it would be like, because I traveled like during Memorial Day and it was pretty ghost townish. But then this past week, and I think it's good. Like, I think it's good to see people getting back out there, but everybody was so safe. Like, from the time you get out of your car, you put your mask on. You go through the airport. You get on the plane. There's disinfectant wipes handed to you as you get on the plane. I think as long as people can, continue to think responsibly like that, we're going to see more and more opportunities.
So you felt safe.
I did feel safe. I felt very safe. And for me, as one that's traveled a whole bunch, I mean, you could almost hear it in like the announcements while you're boarding. Like, you could feel the sincerity from the flight attendants of, look, hey, not in this many words, but hey, we realize what we're all going through. Just follow the rules. Just keep everybody safe. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I feel comfortable enough that I'm going to get on an airplane again next week. But yeah, to me, it was a really, really bright sign, and I was excited to see it.
You're really close with a flight attendant. How does she feel about flying, Chad?
Yeah, so I mean, Julie's been working in the airlines over 20 years, and she's had no qualms since day one. Like, I mean, she was working, 2-3 weeks after, all this came up in March, and it's just one of those things that they realize that's their job and that's what they've got to do, and they're going to try to keep it as safe as possible. And I think the airlines and the FAA have been pretty smart in the way that they said, hey, we got to keep this business going. I mean, if you think back to March and April, you just had to get you had to get essential workers from A to B. You had that big blow up in New York. They didn't have enough healthcare workers. You had to get more up there. So there's certain things you're always going to have to operate the airlines for besides just leisure travel.
How about we do some...
I usually don't chat a lot on an airplane, believe it or not, as much as I like to talk. But I did talk to my kind of people that were across the aisle from me and this and that, and every one of them was traveling for pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah, just, you know what, man, we've done this long enough. I'm going to take every precaution I can, but I'm not going to live in fear.
Right.
Amen. They say the face mask and washing your hands and those Clorox wipes can work wonders.
Well, it's like me and you when we were talking earlier. Like, as soon as I get to the airport, I put a little thing of sanitizer in my pocket, small enough to get through, screening 3 ounces or less. And, every time I have an interaction with anything, I just squirt a little bit and make sure I'm keeping everything clean, mask on all the time. And, I think as long as you have that as standard protocol, you're in good shape.
Time out. Speaking of standard protocol, this is Let's Have a Beer. What are you drinking, Chad?
Man, I'm the usual. I'm Tito's and soda, but it's delicious. I like LaCroix for anybody keeping score at home.
All right. Talking about keeping score at home. Chat with us. What are you drinking? What are you up to this weekend? And if you've got a question about grilling, Chad Ward would like to answer those. So just type it in, chat with us. And let's do some grilling tips. What do you say getting ready for next weekend, Labor Day weekend, Chad?
I see we got Jared Hatcher in there. I'm sure he's going to ask me something ridiculous.
He's got several things going with you.
Is Chad planning a Whiskey Bent reunion tour? You guys don't know, Jared's in the chat. So Jared Hatcher, I know he was on last week with you, Roger. Jared Hatcher and I are the two that founded Whiskey Bent Barbecue as a competition team together. And then when we opened the store here in Lakeland, myself, Jared, and Adam Norman, that were all partners in it. Couldn't be a better guy. I mean, me and Jared have known each other 25 years now. Dear friend. But Jared, anytime you want a reunion tour, you're the one with 3 kids. Not me. Let me know. But as far as this weekend, doing a little bit of cooking tomorrow. But I think we got to look ahead a weekend to Labor Day, the last summer holiday of the year. Once again, that really doesn't pertain to us in Florida. Exactly. I mean, we look forward to grilling in November and December because it's actually a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
But for me, I think, if it's that last summer holiday of the year, I'm thinking steaks. Some really good steaks. I'm usually cooking. I've always been a ribeye guy, but lately I've started eating a lot more fillets. Something about the ribeye is super fatty, but that's also what makes it delicious. But fillets lately, I've probably been cooking those just as much as I have ribeyes. But as we talked about on 97 Country before, Roger, I love the reverse sear method, where you take and whether you have a charcoal grill, whether you have a pellet grill, whether you have a gas grill, you let that steak, you bring it out of the fridge, season it up, let that seasoning work into it, at room temp for 15, 20 minutes. And then you want to throw it on the cool side of your grill. So like for us that are cooking on Traegers, 225, you can throw it anywhere on the grill. If you're cooking on a gas grill, set your burners on your left to medium, put your steak on the right. If you're cooking on a charcoal grill, put all your coals on one side, put the steak on the other. What that does is it slowly allows that meat to come up to temp, and also while taking in smoke, charcoal, all that flavor. And then I like mine medium rare. So about 110, 115 degrees internal, I'm going to pull it off. If it's on a pellet grill, I'm going to turn it all the way up. If it's on a gas grill, I'll turn that dial all the way to high heat. And then if it's on a charcoal grill, simply just take it from the cold side and put it on the hot side. And depending on the thickness, sear it for about 2 to 3 minutes each side. For medium rare, you want to pull it off at around 130, and then let it rest 5 to 10 minutes, slice it up, and you'll be the hero of the household.
Can you make drinks on the grill, Chad?
You absolutely can. So a couple of things. I would say one of my favorites is super simple. It's just a grilled lemonade. So just take and I like to quarter a lemon, throw it on the grill at 400 degrees, and just let it. So what happens is when you grill fruit, it dehydrates a little bit. So you actually increase the Brix level. So if it's something that's sweet, like a lemon, or if it's something tart, like a lime, it just intensifies that flavor. So you can take those, like if you're having to get together Labor Day, take yourself and take a bag of lemons, quarter them up, throw them on your grill at high heat, maybe flip them after 2 or 3 minutes, take all those, throw them into a pitcher, and then build yourself a adult lemonade, and you'll notice the difference. You'll kind of get that smoke and that intensity of the sweet that comes from grilling it.
Very nice. Chad, we know you're a busy guy. You're a world traveler. Thanks for coming on. Where can we find out more? Where can we find you, sir?
You can go to whiskeyventbarbecue.com. You'll learn more about the store, and then on social media, you can Instagram, Facebook. You can go to just Whiskey Vent BBQ.
All right, thanks for joining us. Fill up your mug because we have a special guest. Don't run off, Chad, because ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest tonight. We want to introduce you to Jason Brown. How are you, Jason?
Hey, I'm good, man.
Look like you're outside tonight. It's not raining, huh?
No, I'm sitting on the porch here and yeah, trying to think if I'm gonna go buy me a filet now and grill that
I
joke.
know.
Sounds good. Are you hungry?
Golly, that sounded good.
We met Jason at our paths have crossed a lot, and one of our favorite path crossings was at Grace Manor. Your grandfather, my mom and dad were residents in Grace Manor, and what a gentleman! Your grandfather directed the choir. Just a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a councilman.
He was.
Councilman is what I've always thought of him as.
He directed that choir. Mom was part of that. Dad was part of that, and basically, they changed the culture of that assisted living center, and it came to life.
It did. Yeah, it was really cool. It was cool. What they
It was. And what's really cool is Jason. Would you go over there every week and play your guitar for those in the assisted living center?
Every week for about 2 years.
Yeah. Mom talks about that and how good you are. And times have changed with COVID-19. How are you reaching out to the elderly? Because you have a heart for the elderly.
It's been real tough, actually. We've gotten creative. This past week, I was at a facility and I was on the porch with my little speaker, and they lined up the residents down the hallway. And I was playing from the porch, and the music and the sound was just filtering through. And I could look in there and wave at everybody, and I'd see them tapping their feet and clapping their hands, and that's the joy of my week right there, man. When I can do that kind of stuff.
Being creative, still getting it done in the midst of a pandemic. God bless you for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we started doing something new this week. I've one of my facilities, we call it Meet Me at the Fountain. And we did that at one of Grace Manor's sister communities, the Manor on Lake Morton. Mm-hmm. And we went and met at the fountain, and I threw down a blessing on the staff, on the residents.
Praise
we
God.
sang a little song, and we gave them a word of encouragement, and then everybody went on their way. But it's just part of that's what fulfills me when I can influence people in a positive way. That's what wakes me up in the morning.
And Jason Brown, you are blessed with that gift. You do that a lot. You also do a lot of work for hungry kids with Kids Pack. We appreciate that too.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's another passion of mine. It was One Night of Gospel, and I teamed up with Patty, and unfortunately it was canceled this year. We didn't get to do it because of all the COVID stuff, but we'll circle back around this year, I hope, and be able to pull it off.
We'll pull it off. We'll help you do that virtually or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's the highlight of my year too, is that One Night of Gospel. I love gospel music, so when I can sit and listen to it live with people that are a lot better at playing music, playing instruments and singing than I am, I really enjoy just sitting back and listening to them play and sing. 'Cause I grew up on that music. The Papa you were talking about, he was a minister of music his whole life, and I grew up on hymnal music, page whatever, turn to page whatever. We're gonna sing the first and third stanza.
And he made you do it right, didn't he? He was a perfectionist. He really was.
Yes, he was. Yep. That's for sure. Yeah, have you ever watched him when he was in his wheelchair back in towards the end there, and man, he'd getting them arms going, and that wheelchair would be bouncing back and forth. I'm like, Pop, you gotta settle down, man. You're gonna tip the thing over.
But those were some great shows. Yeah. They really did a good job.
Yeah. It was a fun time.
Well, Jason, you mentioned some gospel music. You want to play a few tunes for us tonight?
I can play a couple tunes for you guys if you guys want. Let's see. I just happen to have my guitar right here.
Just happen to have it with you.
Just stumbled upon it.
Well, so we'll let's see here. There's so many gospel songs.
Uh-oh, you're just a popular guy. Somebody's like, I see you. I see you.
I don't know what. But yeah, we'll do a couple gospel ones, which is my favorite style of music, and then if y'all want to jump around, I got some old country stuff we can do. That's
Yeah, cool.
always fun to do. Maybe we'll do a little Jared Hatcher shout out. This is actually we'll do Jared first. This is the first song that Jared and I played together. We camped together, our families, and just hang out around the fire at the house. But this always seems to be the signature song of the evening.
Okay. Jason Brown live on Let's Have a Beer.
I hear that train coming, rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since. I don't know when I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and I'm just dragging on. But the train keeps a rolling on down to Sad Adams. I was just a baby. Mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns. Well, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And I hear that whistle blowing. I hang my head and that's what starving artists do. You have to make up your own instrument sound. Well, I bet there is folks sitting in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigar. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But the people keep moving, and that's what tortures me. Yeah!
Jason Brown live on Let's Have a Beer. Hey, Jason, Jared Hatcher wants to know if you can play anything by Sam Hunt.
Oh my gosh, of course he did. I'll play him one stanza of Sam Hunt.
Okay.
I see you riding around in your white Maximum with the bumper sticker on the back. That's all I know of Sam Hunt right there. That's the only line I can remember from Sam Hunt.
Give it up for Jason Brown live on Let's Have a Beer. Man, that was great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, man.
You're going to play a couple more, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, let's all right. So we'll go with some gospel. This is probably one of the most beloved gospel songs of all time. I think it is. Let's see. Well, gosh, there's so many. How about oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. Yes, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. Yes, I'll fly away in the morning. Now when I die, hallelujah, by and by. I saw the light, I saw the light, no more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, save a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Blind, but now I see.
Jason Brown live on Let's Have a Beer. Thank you for that. You're a man of faith. We love the Lord as well. What are you standing on? through these times, Jason? What's maybe a scripture that that keeps you grounded, or what do you
Yeah,
focus on?
yeah, that's a pretty easy one. That's one we talked about this week when I was doing the Meet Me at the Fountain. It's Hebrews. Gosh, I can't even remember the chapter and the verse, but it's no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Amen.
Boom. And if you ain't got a weapon in front of you right now, you've been asleep.
Yeah.
Because there's weapons coming from the political side. There's weapons coming from this crazy virus side.
Yes.
There's weapons coming professionally, personally. I mean, there's weapons in this world right now. And I stand on no weapon formed against me will prosper. And that's what gets me through. No doubt about it. That's the one.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
We can't wait to hear more music from Jason Brown.
Oh, we're doing more?
Yeah. You got one more in you. I know you do. One more.
Jason, Roger paid you for 3 songs.
I was going to say, I'm going to talk to my management company. I don't know if I've been...
And that one lyric of Sam Hunt didn't count.
So you owe us one more, Mr. Brown. One more song.
All right.
You're under contract.
This isn't necessarily this is probably, actually, I guess it is probably my favorite gospel song because it's the one that when I heard it for the first time, I was maybe 9th grade, 10th grade, and a group had come to church at Parkview Baptist Church, and they sang this song, and I was like, man, now that's a song right there. So, all right, so here we go. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let him tell them all about our trouble. He will hear our famous cry, answer by and by. Now when you feel a little prayer turning, then you know a little fire is burning. Find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Well, I once was lost in sin, but Jesus, he took me in. Then a little light from heaven filled my soul. He bathed my heart in love, he wrote my name above. Just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let him tell them all about our trouble. He will hear our famous cry, answer by and by. Now when you feel a little prayer will turn, and then you know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Yeah, Sam Hunt, let's go.
Amen. Amen. Jason Brown live on Let's Have a Beer. Rumor has it, back in the day, you were a DJ. You'd spun the
Man,
tracks.
believe it or not, I'm still doing it. 25
Oh,
years
proud
later.
sound, son.
You know what? You remember I did the music for the grand opening of Whiskey Bent.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know if you remember that.
Let's bring Chad
Years
on. Hang on
ago.
just a second. Let's get everybody in the screen here. There's old Chad. And let's get Jason in here. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about that opening of Whiskey Bent. You did the DJ work.
I sure did, yeah.
I'll tell you, we had a store that was about the size of a closet. It was 900 square feet. That included storage.
Wow.
But myself and Jared and Adam, when we decided to do it, we said, hey, let's just test it out. If you build it, will they come? And then they did. And so now we went and had our time on South Florida, and then we run Drainfield Road, and it's just continued to grow and grow and grow. So, but yeah, never forget those first days when like, all right, where are we gonna set Jason up at so it doesn't blow out the windows?
Man, yeah, that was a good time, man, because you were cooking it up, and I was so hungry. I was just like, hey, Chad, let me get a little.
Hey, we're working next to each other. Look, I won't spit anything, but if you want to grab some of my eats, you can have those. It's all right.
So, Jason, what's that song? What's your trick to get everybody out on the dance floor if you're doing a wedding or a party or something?
Okay, it's I've got a couple solid go-tos. One of the best ones has got to be "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" from Michael Jackson. And you always get, if the worst case scenario, there's 2 to 3, but the trick is you tell them when the music stops, the 2 to 3 that are on the dance floor, they got to go grab somebody that's sitting down. And you just multiply the dance floor like that. And you do that about 4 or 5 times, and then boom, you got a full dance floor. And from there, you can do whatever you want. Once you get the dance floor full, man, that's the key. You get it full, and then you just let them have it. And I mean, you always got the electric slide, the cha-cha slide.
Yeah.
You got all those.
Hey,
but I try to save those.
Do you still pull the Macarena out of your back pocket?
Yeah, that's way down at the bottom of the.
After a few drinks.
You know what's funny? That song came out in 1994, which was the year I started DJing.
Yeah.
And I had that thing on a single cassette tape, and you could flip it, and one was the instrumental, and one was the regular song. I never forget. And someone gave that to me, and I'm like, "What in the world is this song?" And I remember playing it, and that thing just went. It was just caught on like wildfire, and people still dance to it. They still do.
But it's crazy now. Like, you think about all the equipment you used to take to do a DJ gig, and now it's a laptop and speakers.
Mm-hmm.
I got company coming over.
Oh. Hey, who's coming in, Jason? Who is that?
That's just some friends of ours that live next door. And
Great to have good friends. Yeah, this is live.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
were wondering, this is live.
I'm
this
down
is
at the
a
beach,
pre-tape.
so we kind of all share everything around here except our wives, I guess.
That's a good thing. On that note, Jason Brown, thank you, and God bless you for all that you do. Chad Ward, thank you. God bless you too. And here, cheers to a great weekend. We're going to get through this together. Thanks for joining us on Let's Have a Beer, and we will catch you soon right here. Y'all have a good weekend. Talk to you later.
Bye.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.